Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryankaravavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Mavid Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Yeah, clarification. Questions from last class, middle part. Is acquisitions related to material objects only or extends to relationship too? What's contentment in relation to emotions and relationship? Trishna behind acquisitions is keep adding, never to diminish. What is Trishna in relation to emotions and relationship? What is Vitrishna in relation to relationship? So the question from the topic, the negative trait, where he speaks about the two insatiable motivations, the acquisition and enjoyment. The first question is, what is the first clarification?
Is acquisition?
Screen mata thing. It is my thing is getting, I don't know why. Some settings have changed in this now. In my machine. Yes.
Is acquisitions related to material objects only or extends to relationship?
The first question. Is acquisition related only to material objects or relationships too? Acquisition, understand acquisition in relation to material objects. Don't extend it to relationship. Then you can extend it to knowledge also. You can go on adding up. So don't keep adding up. Understand acquisition and understand the concept of acquisition as an example with material objects, and then shift it to other things if necessary. Are you able to follow? It will be stretching too much to talk about relationships. It will be stretching too much to talk about knowledge, because same question can be asked about, is knowledge an acquisition? Then what is Vitrishna in relation to knowledge? Everything we can go on adding up like that. But again, it will not give any understanding about the concept of acquisition. What is the concept of acquisition is what we are discussing. What is the concept behind acquisition? We did some derivations last week. Acquisition means, what is the concept of acquisition? The concept behind acquisition is not having it is happiness. If I have it, I'll be happy. So the concept of acquisition comes from where? Not having it is unhappiness. Not having it is unhappiness. Having it is, if I'm not having it, I'm unhappy. If I have it, I'll be happy is the principle, is the negative trait in a human being. Are you able to follow? The negative trait in a human being, which is about acquisition and enjoyment, is not having it, I'm unhappy. If I have it, I'll be happy. Now, you want to extend it to relationships, you can extend. You can relate, you can extend it to knowledge, you can extend. Anything and everything can be, anything that is discussed can be asked with emotions, knowledge, anything that is discussed can be asked with relation to everything. Are you able to follow? It's not a wrong question, but it is extending it at this context of this book. Question is correct. It's not a wrong question. In the context of the negative trait and what we are discussing now, the concept of acquisition is what we are discussing here. What are all the various levels of acquisition? What are the various types of acquisition? And what are the consequences of all types of acquisition? We are not discussing. Are you able to follow? Question that you are asking is, what are all the various type of acquisitions? What are the consequences of all these type of acquisitions is what you are asking. Now, each and every context, in the context of attachment, we will talk about emotions. Acquisition, we generally refer it to objects and beings. When we talk about emotions, we will talk about attachment. Are you able to follow? So it is very it is very extensive, stretching it too much to say acquiring a relationship. Even though it can be discussed also. When I say even though it can be discussed means in the context of what we are discussing here, it doesn't fit. Are you able to follow? Acquisition means you don't have it. Having it, you will be happy. Now, what all you think you don't have, and if you think if you have it, you will be happy, extend it. What is wrong? You follow what I'm saying? Understand the concept, and to understand the concept, an example is given. And an example always will be an easy example, which is concept will be clear. Are you able to follow? The various levels of what, whenever we talk about objects, we will talk about acquisition. Whenever we talk about emotions, we will use the word. For emotions, what is the word we use? We don't say acquiring a relationship. We'll say attachment. Don't use the word acquisition for relationship. Use the word attachment for relationship. Are you able to follow? So acquisition for material objects, attachment for relationships, emotions, for intelligence, for worldly knowledge, intelligence. That's why we keep using these words very specifically. Again, I repeat, for material objects, use the word acquisition. For emotions, use the word attachment. For worldly knowledge, use the word intelligence. Because same question can be asked about acquiring intelligence also. You follow what I'm saying? Then we'll be distracting into, it will become a generalized talk again and again and again. It won't be specific to the text and in the context of what we are discussing. Are you able to follow? Is it okay? Next clarification.
What is contentment in relation to emotions?
The next question. What is contentment in relation to emotions?
And relationship.
Emotion relationship is one and the same. So what is contentment in emotion? In relation to emotion, you should not use the word contentment. In relation to emotion, you should use the word service, sacrifice, detachment. You can't say I'm having a contented relationship. Are you able to follow? People are using it. People believe in these things. There's no such thing. There's no contented relationship. In relation to emotions and relationship, two words. What are the two words in relation to emotions and relationship? Service and service, sacrifice, detachment. Anybody who's practicing these three, service, sacrifice, detachment, will be contented. So what is contentment in relationship? There is no contentment in relationship. Contentment is a understand. Comes through the understanding of service, sacrifice. Where there is service and sacrifice in a relationship, where there is detachment in a relationship, there is, you can say, it's a wonderful relationship. You can't say contented relationship. You follow what I'm saying?
Service and sacrifice leads to detachment.
I practice service, I practice sacrifice, I practice detachment. In relation to emotions, you should not use the word contentment. In relation to emotions, you should always use the word service, sacrifice, detachment. Don't bring in cause and effect relationship. Service and sacrifice will lead to detachment. We are not discussing that here. You follow what I'm saying? What brings in contentment to relationship? There's no such thing called contentment to relationship. It is only about service, sacrifice, detachment. Next one.
So Trishna behind acquisition, we said that it is going on adding and never to diminish. It's just one way, coming in and there's no going out. So what is Trishna in relation to relationship?
What is thirst? Trishna means thirst, insatiable craving. What is the insatiable craving in relation to emotions? What is the Trishna in relation to emotions? Insatiable craving in relation to emotions. The insatiable craving in relation to emotion is pay attention to me all the time. That's all. Self-centeredness. Pay attention to me always. That's all. One-sided. You keep paying attention to me. That's all. I will be doing what I will be doing. I will not be sitting and looking at you. I will do what I want to do. I will be doing what I am doing. But what you should do, keep paying attention to me. That's all. I will be talking. I will be working. I will be doing everything. But what you should do, I will have so many priorities in life and I will keep moving. But what should be your priority? What should be your priority? Me. Ada with Trishna in relationship. Are you able to follow? Are you able to follow? A constant seeking, the I should be the priority always. You're able to follow? I should be the priority always. Doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter what you do, what you think, who cares? As long as you should be I should be your only priority. And when I say I should be your only priority, what does it mean? What does it mean? Somebody comes and says, you are my priority, will you be happy with that? If somebody comes and says, I am your priority, will you be happy with it? Then that priority must be put into action. The priority must be shown in action. What is priority showing in action means? Be available to me. Always you should be available to me. You should drop everything and pay attention to me. Drop everything and pay attention to me. Why? Because what is the agreement that we have reached in emotion? The agreement that we have reached in emotion is you have accepted that I will be your priority. No. Since you have accepted that I will be your priority, be available. அதுக்கு பேர் தான் மேரேஜ். ராம் சுப்ரமணியம், மேரேஜ்னா என்ன அர்த்தம்? ஒரு அக்ரிமெண்ட். அக்னி சாட்சி ஒரு அக்ரிமெண்ட். வாட் இஸ் அக்ரிமெண்ட்? உனக்கு நான் ப்ரையாரிட்டி, எனக்கு நீ ப்ரையாரிட்டி, வேற எதுவும் வரக்கூடாது. isn't it? அவ்வளவுதான். யாராவது வந்தா என்ன ஆகும்? மேரேஜஸ் the vow, the sacred vow is broken. This is in context of relationship. That constant attention. Why it is one-sided? Because how much ever is given, the mind will want more. That's why it is called with Trishna. Sorry, Trishna. That's why it is called Trishna. Trishna means how much ever attention is given, you will want more. With what level of attention you will be happy, isn't it? Will one word of praise satisfy you? Will Ashtotra praise satisfy you? Will Sahasranama praise satisfy you? Where it will stop? It will not. Just doesn't end. It just doesn't stop. Again and again and again. They'll go through the same thing, have the pain, suffering, but will not let go, but cannot change. Suffering also they will go through. Are you able to follow? So, suffering, people are ready to go through suffering, but nobody is ready to let go. Let go means what? I don't have to be the only priority. You don't have to keep paying attention to me all the time. That's all. Letting go means what? You don't have to keep me as the only priority, and you go ahead and do what all? You have so many things to do, keep doing. Why do you have to keep paying attention to? But you have to keep one as the priority. See, the conditioning is so much, you will start feeling guilty at some point of time. If you don't do that, you will start feeling guilty also. Yeah. Attachment, you will suffer and you will be in pain. But detachment, you will start feeling guilty. Sir, I'm not doing my duty, no, sir. Not so. Yeah. Srikanth. Attachment will cause suffering and the person will be in suffering. No problem they'll have. You said get detached, they'll start feeling guilty. Oh, maybe I'm not doing what I am supposed to do. I don't know what all the mind says. You follow?
So if I'm asking the question, what is Vitrishna in relation to emotion? So the answer is don't keep me as the only priority.
Yes. She's saying fourth question is already answered. Abada. What a relief. You don't know what a relief it is. The fourth question is already answered. Vitrishna. The very nature of attachment, the very source of attachment is this. Anybody who's willing to keep you as a priority, you will be stuck with them as long as they are a priority. as long as the priority didn't change, shift. You follow? Why? Because always attention is upon self-attention. Always attention is upon oneself. What does self-attention means? Example, you can never get tired of yourself looking at the mirror, isn't it? You can never get tired. Go and stand in front of the mirror. You can stand and stand and stand and see and see and see, and you can never get. Have you ever observed, every time a person crosses the mirror, they will look. Some places I keep mirror and I don't look at the mirror, I keep watching. What is there that people are looking so much into the mirror? On the road, in the car also, when they see the mirror, they will want to look at themselves, isn't it? The bus, when they see the mirror, they want to look at the. Wherever there is a mirror, there is an attraction. Why? You know what you are, you know how you look, you know everything. What is there to keep looking? Again and again and again. But the mind loves it. I should not use the word love. The mind is an obsession with it. So attachment is nothing but self-obsession. You follow? What is attachment? Attachment means self-obsession. Even when you think about the other, that other also you will think only in relation through you only you will think. You can never think about anybody per se. Even the other has to be thought through some connection to you. You can never think of anybody per se. When I say think of anybody per se, means think in terms of how you can be of some help to somebody. Mind that much sympathy as to the stranger. E. Carpenter. There is no happiness. Remember the last paragraph in the same negative trait. Remember that much sympathy as to any stranger, no more, no less. How you should look at yourself, how you would look at a stranger. You don't have an hatred to the stranger, neither you have any attachment to the stranger. And if the stranger leaves the umbrella behind, if the stranger leaves the wallet behind, what will you do? What will you do? A stranger leaves the wallet behind. What will you do? Pick it up and give. A stranger on the roadside has met with an accident. What will you do? Help. You will take care. It's not that you will turn your, it's not that you will close your eyes and walk away, isn't it? You will see what can be done to help the person, all that. But deep inside you understand. Deep inside you understand you have nothing to do with it. Are you able to follow? E. Carpenter says, never before would I have believed it, but I see it all now. I'm reading from the book, the last paragraph of the negative trait. E. Carpenter, Edward Carpenter, an Englishman of spiritual experience, asserts, never before could I have believed it, but I see it all now. But now I can't even believe that it is possible, but now I see it all. Now I see it all now. There is no happiness unless you have clean, dropped thinking about yourself. How many times? 1 time? 3 times? 5 times? Yes, sir. Because he'll only ask 5 times if I say it's enough, sir. 3 times if I say it's enough. I'm not saying, Edward Carpenter is saying. You must not do it by halves. You must not do it by halves and quarters. While even there is the least grain of self left, it will spoil it all. You must just leave it all behind and vouchsafe the personality and mind that much sympathy as to any stranger, no more, no less. You are neither indifferent nor you are attached. Stranger means what? Are you able to understand? Stranger means you are neither indifferent nor you are attached. That is called a stranger. That's how you should treat yourself. He's saying that's how you should treat yourself. You must leave it all behind. What you should leave it all behind? All your attachments, everything, you should leave it behind. And how you should look at yourself? How you look at a stranger. When the stranger is having a body pain, you will say, the stranger is having a body pain, you will say, medicine, take care, all that. When you have a body pain, the whole roof crashes, isn't it? Pain is the same. If you can do that, then you are okay. The deadly hook of selfishness. The deadly hook of selfishness is the negative trait. Everybody follow? What is the negative trait now? That it's a deadly hook. So deadly it is. So deadly it is. I can't drop my selfishness and all, sir, but I want to be happy and peaceful. I want to be happy. I want to be peaceful, but don't ask me to drop my selfishness. Is there any other method? Vedanta says, if you find such a method, tell me also. If you find any method that can make you peaceful and happy, even without dropping your selfishness, teachers also, it says. The problem is there is no such method. There is no such method. Learn to serve. Learn to serve. Learn to sacrifice. In order to serve and sacrifice, the other need not be called as yours. Learn to serve and sacrifice without calling somebody as mine. Are you able to follow? அதுதான் கஷ்டம். அது முடியாது. You can serve. Everybody is serving. Everybody is doing some sacrifices here and there. Everybody is doing some services also. But in and through all that, what is there? Mine. Mine I can serve. Supposing if my child is in the ICU, she's not in ICU, she's in Yoga Nidra now. Yeah. She's not in ICU. Oh, what happens, sir? Yeah, she's just in, she's in bliss, supreme bliss. Yoga Nidra she is in. And if she is in ICU, the chair, the iron chair outside the ICU will not cause any pain. If someone else is in ICU and if I have to go and sit on the iron chair, how that iron chair will be in the hospitals here? How that iron chair will be? It will look like a hot iron plate, isn't it? I can't even sit on it for 2 minutes. What is the difference? There is no serving at all. You follow what I'm saying? So in order to serve and sacrifice, you should not call the other as mine should not be a condition for serving and sacrifice. That is what a stranger means. I will follow. I'm just trying to define the word stranger. You don't have to call that person as mine to serve and sacrifice. This is attachment. Long back, I think 5-6 years back it happened. So many people have said this, but this man I can never forget. I didn't see him before that. I didn't see him after that. Just for that 5 minutes, I saw. He came suddenly to one of the classes. Before the class, he came and he started talking to me saying that I'm a very detached person now. I think I can take up sannyas. He's telling me, Ram Subramaniam. One came to me and he said, sir, I'm ready to take up sannyas now. All that I have is only one suitcase. I don't know whether it is true or not. When Abdul Kalam died, he had only one suitcase, 2 suits, 4 dresses. What difference does it make? You follow what I'm saying? Supposing if he had 30 suits, will he become a bad person or what? Then we have a weird notion of, we all have our own insane, weird way of looking at the greatness of people. So this man came to me and said, I only have one small suitcase as my question. He was carrying that suitcase in his hand. I asked in the suitcase and I asked, Amam. I said, I said, what is inside? Yes, 2 pairs of clothes in that suitcase. Obviously with number lock and all that. Yeah. So the number lock and all the one suitcase. I'm ready to take. Yes. I said, so what did you do in life? He said, I did this, I did this, I did this, I got this. I said, okay. I have sacrificed everything, sir. I said, wow. I said, one day I aspire to get to your state. I said, one day if I can get to your state where you can say, I have sacrificed everything, you'll be happy. What did you do? All my wealth, I gave it to my 2 sons. Purida, Srikanth. Whoever sees it, sees it. Whoever understands it, understands. He's saying, I gave all my wealth to 2 children. I have sacrificed everything. I said, from the right pocket, you have shifted it to left pocket. It went from the right pocket to the left pocket. Sacrifice. That man got so angry and he left. After that, I have not seen him before. I have not seen him after that. Even if you have to sacrifice, that person has to be yours. So first the person has to become yours, then service and sacrifice will happen. Huh? Edward Carpenter says it is not possible. He says, in order to serve and sacrifice, the primary condition is you should not call the person as mine. You should not call that person as mine. If you want to understand it in a positive way, which is what Vedantic recommended way is, say the whole planet is yours. say the whole lot as yours. That is the positive way of doing the same thing. This is Vedantic recommended. Are you able to follow? Instead of calling just one or two as, there's one or two, three as mind, mind, mind. Say the whole lot as mind. That's a wonderful state of being in freedom from the negative trait. This is how you get freedom from the negative trait. Now we'll read the topic. Scrutinize your. 1 second.
You said in detachment, I start feeling guilty, saying I'm not doing my duty. So, how do you detach? Because you said don't keep me as the only priority, and that is giving me the guilt, like I have left you forever, something like that. So, what is the notion that is going to detachment?
The notion that what she is clarifying is I made a statement. If you say get detached, the person starts feeling that I'm not doing my duty. Because according to us, detachment means divorce. We don't know what detachment is. We only know what divorce is. Divorce is not detachment. Are you able to follow the difference? Whatever we call as detachment is nothing but a divorce. That's all. What is detachment in the true sense? In order to serve, selfishness of mindness is not required. That is detachment. If I have to serve, I don't have to possess that person. I don't have to convert that person my slave and then serve. This is detachment. I don't have to convert the other person as my slave and then say, I serve. Most of the time in life, what do? We want to convert the other into a slave and then, are you able to follow? The slavery is misunderstood as obligation. So when we say get detached means they feel I am not doing my obligation. Are you able to follow? Mindness is slavery. You want to make the other person your slave and then say, I'll serve you. That's why when you are attached and start serving, the other wants to run away. Remember that example that Swamiji gives always? The child comes home, the mother says, have one more dosa, have one more dosa, have one more dosa. What the child does? Flings the plate and go to the roadside dirty shop, eats and comes back, isn't it? Flings the plate, goes to the, what is the difference? The suffocation. You follow what I'm saying? If you don't suffocate somebody, don't feel guilty, that's all. Detachment means not suffocating. If you are not suffocating somebody, don't feel guilty. Just understand that you have been understand that you are becoming a very normal, not ordinary, a very normal human being. And that normal human being can aspire for moksha. First, I have to become a normal human being, and that normal human being can aspire for moksha. So what is that? I don't need to feel guilty that if I'm not suffocating. That suffocation is so joyful. Yeah. Getting suffocated is not a joyful. Huh? Suffocating. Clear? Suffocating na anartham. You are suffocating. Suffocated na. Yeah. A python suffocating the prey is understandable. If something suffocates the python, what it will do? Yeah. Are you able to follow? Understand it like that. It's easy.
So it was never love in the first place.
There was no love at all in the first place. It's only selfishness. On earth, unknown. On earth, unknown. Oliver Goldsmith. He says, love is not known at all. On earth, unknown, or found to warm a turtle's nest. That temporary warmth is what they call as warming the turtle nest. Warming the turtle nest means what? As long as it suits me, give me that. The moment I don't want it, the moment the little one grew up, what happens? The same warmth becomes painful, killing it is. Terrible follow? So on earth, unknown, or found to warm the turtles. Scrutinize your person padinga. Clarifications kelungonna conversation matra class. Scrutinize your person.
There's no water at its roots. There may be a pond of water a few meters away, but the plant cannot help itself. Scrutinize your person. The three types of living species in the world are the plant, animal, and human. Each species has a distinct and different character. A plant has movement within itself, but it cannot move from one place to another. A rose plant will die if it has no water at its roots. There may be a pond of water a few meters away, but the plant cannot help itself. Animals enjoy more mobility and freedom than plants, yet they are very much dependent upon the world. A tiger cannot turn vegetarian if there is no game in the forest. Neither can a cow become a flesh eater if it is denied fodder. However, birds and fishes are known to migrate thousands of miles to seek food and shelter. Nevertheless, the freedom of animals is restricted, confined to certain levels. In contrast to the two species, humans alone are designed to be totally self-sufficient. With the use of the intellect, they can combat and overcome the worst challenges of nature confronting them. Ironically, with the lack of development of the intellect, humans have become helpless victims of the external world, and they are infested with sorrow and suffering even more than the other species. The world is constituted of dvandvas, which in Sanskrit means pairs of opposites, an endless expression of opposites, day and night, heat and cold, profit and loss, joy and sorrow, honor and dishonor, ad infinitum. One cannot conceive any one of the pairs without its opposite. There can be no day without night, no heat without cold, etc. In the present world, humans on the whole are buffeted by the pairs of opposites. Little do they realize that they are naturally privileged to ride upon them, establish their sovereignty over the world. Instead, They have turned into victims of the external fluctuations and changes. It is imperative that you examine, study your present state, where and how much you are affected, influenced by the perennially changing world, and rise above it. Understand the realities of life and deal with them by the power of your intellect. No other creature can conquer the external world. They remain hapless victims of nature. Here are examples of some ways and means that you, as a human, can deal with these external challenges. 1. The mass of humanity is affected by material fluctuations. In reality, people do not realize that business is bound by the variations of profit and loss. No business enjoys only profits or suffers only losses. Business is a healthy gamble of win and lose. But people fly high when they gain profits and lie low when they meet with losses. You must learn to treat business as a game of life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Remain clear of this passing phenomenon. Be a sportsman of life. No doubt you work for success, but learn to take defeat in the stride. 2. With regards your physical body, you need to understand that it will necessarily age. It cannot remain static. But the problem with one and all is that they want to be younger than what they are. At 30s, you wish you were in the 20s. At 40s, you want to be in the 30s. Even a 70-year-old wishes he was 60. This wish to look and behave younger than their age is prima facie absurd. Another problem you face with the physical body is the constant fear of death. The suggestion of an epidemic like AIDS, SARS, mad cow disease, bird flu sends shivers down the spine. One is mortally afraid of any such threat to life. Remember, you die once, and none knows when death would come. Why do you have to entertain the thought of death every day in the beautiful span of life? 3. At the level of the mind, the emotions of joy and sorrow alternate in life. None experiences either joy or sorrow all through one's life. Life is in effect a procession of joy and sorrow. Meet it squarely. But you create a problem when you jump with joy and sink with sorrow as and when they appear. Understand that everything in life passes away. Take an objective view of the procession of joy and sorrow, just as a military commander taking the salute views his soldiers in a march past. The commander does not identify with any one of the soldiers in the parade. He takes the stance of objectivity as they pass by. Learn that objective way of living with the intellectual stance that everything in life, the best and the worst, just passes away. 4. From the intellectual point of view, humans as a whole fall a prey to flattery. With the lack of a strong intellect, the mind craves for honor and detests dishonor. It is sheer weakness of the intellect to depend upon others' opinion for your character and conduct. You feel flattered when someone speaks high of you and become dejected when others speak low of you. Your life seems to revolve around what others think of you rather than what you are. You best know yourself, your inherent nature. Yet, when somebody places you higher than what you are, you're delighted. Or places you lower, you feel depressed. You then become a weather vane, tossed around by others' opinions. This is not living up to the dignity of a human being. A human being is the chef d'oeuvre of creation. You ought not to let yourself be afflicted by random, irresponsible comments. You must stand on your own feet. You need to apply your intellect and become self-sufficient. With the use of a powerful intellect, one can maintain a perfect equanimity in and through the fluctuations of life, be it material, physical, emotional, or intellectual. With a clear understanding that nothing in the world stays permanent and the entire life is a passing phenomenon, one must learn to stay detached and enjoy the variety of life's experiences. Like the grand stand of detachment which the king of Persia takes in Theodore Tilton's poem, "Even this shall pass away."
Scrutinize your person. A very, very useful practical tools. Scrutinize your person at the material, physical, emotional, intellectual. Scrutinize your person means where you stand. Understanding where you stand. In every human being, there is a wish to be noticed and admired. In all human beings, there is a wish. What is the wish? I should be noticed and admired. Correct? In all human beings, there is this wish. Solitary confinement is also not that painful, huh? Compared to the pain of you not being noticed. Again, there is a pain of solitary confinement. And then there is the pain that you are let loose in the society, you are moving around and nobody pays and nobody notices you, nobody pays any attention to you, you are not admired. What is more punishing of the two? Obviously you can understand, no? What is more punishing of the two? The first one. What? You are not noticed, you are not admired. So in order to be noticed, in order to get admiration, human being does so many things. In order to be, so I want to be noticed, I want to be admired, and nobody is doing that. Now what will I do? Now I have to do something to attract. Right from the way we dress, we talk, each and everything that we do is always in relation to wanting to be noticed and admired. You buy a new car and go to the office. Nobody notices that car. Nobody came. Nobody knew that you came by the new car. How you will feel? Suddenly that car will look so meaningless, isn't it? Opinions of others. Opinions of others. See, this opinions of others is so foolish. Every human being loves themselves more than the rest of everybody. And yet, they place so much of value on the opinion of others. You're able to understand the madness behind it? Huh? Every human being loves themselves more than anybody else. And yet, the value that we place on the opinion of someone, intellectual level. Now he said material, physical, emotional, intellectual. Now we are going backward from intellectual to, because he has said 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that we heard that intellectual thing, the last paragraph, it triggered. It's beautiful. Why is it that all human beings are concerned about the opinions of others? Though when you actually don't respect anybody, though when you actually don't love anybody, though you don't have, though you don't really respect anybody, though you really don't love anybody, because you love yourself more than anybody else, and yet, why is it that a human being is falling for the opinions of others? Don't ask for any logic and reason. Huh? As far as the mind is concerned, there is no, don't ask why. There's no why here. If you ask why, mind will stop it. Are you able to follow? You want to be noticed, you want to be admired, worried about the opinions of others. You have to be given importance. All this is at the level of the intellect. Scrutinize your personality. At the level of the intellect, you wish to be noticed, admired, opinions. Respected lesser. Nobody is paying any respect. Nobody is paying any. Why? Because you want to be at the level of the intellect, there is this weakness. What is the weakness? Opinions of the others, wishing to be noticed, admired, constantly feeling, complaining that you are not respected. So you want to be, so understand the sequence. What is it? You want to be noticed, admired, respected. You want to be noticed, you want to be admired, you want to be respected, and yet everybody says, I don't want all this. On the one hand, all human beings says, I don't want all this, and yet on the other hand, when it is not happening, they are utterly devastated. That's why they start feeling lonely. What is loneliness? I still remember of the person in Mysore. He was telling me It's like walking into an empty house, sir. It's not an empty house, sir. There are 15 people in the house. It's not an empty house, 15 people in the house. His family, his children, grandchildren, everybody. And yet he says, it is like walking into an empty house. Why it is like walking into an empty house? Because wishing to be noticed, admired, respected. Are you okay? This is the weakness. Huh? How this weakness is attended, how this weakness is attended to by flattery. That's how flattery works, even though people understand that it's not the truth, and yet it works. Are you able to follow? The cheapest technique is flattery, isn't it? The cheapest method, the cheapest technique is flattery, but it works 110%. It works. Not a single time it will fail. Not one time flattery will fail. And yet the human being says, I am self-sufficient, I don't care, I will do all the talk, all the big talk outside. But deep inside at the level of the intellect, what is it? Wishing to be noticed, admired, respected. You have done something meaningful, they will respect you, isn't it? You have done something meaningful in life, respect will come automatically. But Vedanta is correct, sir. People in the world are so blind, selfish and self-centered. Why? They have not recognized my service and sacrifice. Yeah, my service and sacrifice. When the child tells the mother, Anshu, when the girl tells the mother, the child tells the mother, being born to you as the daughter itself is the greatest sacrifice that I have done to you. Now, what will you do after that? The child tells the mother, what is the child tells the mother? Being born to you itself is the greatest sacrifice. More than that, what do you want? It is truth. Huh? Oh my God. It is truth. And so really it is the truth. Because her daughter told her that. What more do you want? No, constantly goes on in the background like one Shruti going on in the background. One day she turned up and said, what more do you want? Being born to you in this family, living in this family itself is, I have done sacrifice enough. It means what you should do, rest of the lifetime you should be serving me, being grateful to me. Why? Because I am born in this family. Shailesh, correct? Correct, that's all. Where is the problem after that? There's absolutely no problem. Intellectual level, wishing to be noticed, admired, and respected. Since this weakness is there in human being, flattery works. A person who doesn't have this weakness, flattery will not work. And you can never find a human being like this. Therefore, flattery always works. Are you able to follow? At the level of the intellect, what is it? This is sequence. What is the sequence again? Noticed, admired, respect,
Not given importance.
or weakness. Second, opinions of others. and the other's opinion is always a flattery only, isn't it? Their criticism also has no meaning. Their praise also has no meaning. 3, at the level of the intellect, scrutinize your person. The third is there is a deep-rooted urge to dominate. The deep-rooted urge to dominate, the desire to dominate. Actually, you should not call as the desire. It is wanting to dominate. Even if there is one person that you can dominate, in your dictionary, that person will be the good person. Ask yourself, who do you consider as a good person, and see, they would have allowed you to dominate. The moment they don't allow you to dominate, that good person becomes bad person. It's very straightforward, very simple situations in life. We don't have complications at all. Are you able to follow? Desire to dominate. What is this desire to dominate? That's why this desire to dominate is what happens. All human being loves to be a policeman and a teacher. Again, in all human beings, there is the urge to be a policeman and teacher. Idella scrutinize at the level of the intellect. This is at the level of the intellect. Desire to dominate. See, the desire to dominate can start from a simple thing like having a pet to finding the world empires. It can start from a simple innocuous thing like that to the empire building. So they want to build empires, isn't it? Any empire building is nothing but a desire to dominate. Carefully follow. You will like to dominate. You will not like to be dominated. Understand that always. You will love to dominate. Because you are the best, you are the noble, you only love, you don't have any bad quality at all in you. Therefore, you deserve to dominate the other. The other is full of selfishness and self-centeredness. Therefore, they deserve to be dominated. You follow? This is how the mind operates. So, the attempt to, there is this attempt, right from a pet to dominating over the children, dominating over the partners, dominating over the employees. Wherever there is a domination, that's liked. It's liked, isn't it? Leadership quality we should develop, no, sir. The leadership qualities we should develop, no. Suddenly, one child is picked up and set as the leader, and a ruler is given in the hand. See how the child walks in the classroom after that? Have you ever seen that? That is also another child only. Another child. Because leader for children will come from where? Foolishness of this world. Leader for children should come from the teacher. No? So leader for children will come from another child only. And how the child will walk? Oh my God. You should have seen that. That way, nowadays it's much, much better, isn't it? If there are 30 children in the classroom of dinner, 45 leaders. Isn't it? Children is 30 now, but leadership is 45. Why? Because science leader, maths leader, line incoming leader, line outgoing leader, lunch leader, I don't know what all. There is this deep-rooted desire to dominate. Mhm. Social media became a very big hit because it catered to this weakness of human being. No other thing became a hit because nothing catered to the weakness of human being like the social media. Because you can just go on and on and on teaching, isn't it? Teaching, not having to explain anything. Are you able to follow? Desire to dominate. What a joy people get in terrorizing the other. What a joy people get in terrorizing the other. Desire to dominate. All this happens at the level of the intellect. Scrutinize your person. This is at the level of the intellect. Why a human being is so concerned about the opinion of others? Why a human being is so worried and so concerned about the opinion of others? Though we actually don't have any value. It comes from the weakness. What is the weakness? Craving for honor and detesting dishonor. Craving for honor and detesting dishonor. Since you have this weakness for craving for honor and detesting dishonor, you revolve around what others think of you. That's why the human being revolves what others think of you. Remember the law. When somebody praises you, one aspect of you alone can be praised. When somebody is dishonoring you, one aspect of you alone can be praised, one aspect of you alone can be dishonored. Einstein is given a Nobel Prize for being a very good husband. No. Was Einstein given a Nobel Prize for being a good husband? Einstein is given a Nobel. So when you are honored, one part of you alone can be honored. When you are dishonored, another part in you is, so a human being having both these parts. So what happens? Anything and everything that you do can be honored or dishonored. Why? Because a human being has both. Are you able to follow? That's how politics, this is how politics starts. The starting point of politics is an intellectual weakness. And everybody likes politics. And what is politics? When you say Mahatma Gandhi is great, honor him from one angle, you will come from another angle of his personality and you will dishonor. If you say Einstein is great if you say Rama is great from one angle, you want to honor Lord Rama, you will bring in another aspect to say dishonor. Why? Because you have a misunderstanding. What is the misunderstanding? Nobody can be fully honored. Nobody can be completely dishonored. You can never be honored as a whole. You can never be honored. You can never be dishonored as a whole. You understand? You understand this, you will not be a victim of this. Are you able to follow? You can never be honored as a whole. You can never be dishonored as a whole. One part of you always will be honored by some. That part of you which is honored by some, that same part will be dishonored by somebody else. When someone places you high, you are delighted. When someone places you lower, you are depressed. It is perfectly correct. Huh? When they place you high, that part of you is good. When they place you low, that part of you is low. Where is the problem? But the weakness is what? You want to be honored. You want to be honored fully. And you believe you are dishonored completely. Are you able to follow? In any conversation, wherever there is a conflict, fight, misunderstanding, the root will be this. That's why I said this scrutinize your person is very important to understand. Wherever there is a conflict and misunderstanding, if you go to the root, one part of you will be remarked and you will take it as the whole. One part of you will be remarked, but how you will take it? You will take it as though your whole personality is dishonored. Complete நாசம் பண்ணிட்டாங்க சார். அப்படிலாம் பண்ணவே முடியாது. கம்ப்ளீட்டா நாசம் பண்ணிட்டாங்களா ஆக முடியவே முடியாது. எல்லா aspects of personality of you will be awarded. Einstein is a great person when you say one aspect of him is what you are calling as great, correct? Federer is a great person. When I say Federer is a great, I really don't know anything about him. What do I know about him to call him as great? I don't know anything about him. And yet I say, when I say he is great, one aspect of him is great. Somebody will come and say, don't think he is so great and all. The wife will come and say invariably, don't think he is so great. Yeah. And although you should always praise the husband in front of the wife. Then only you will know the real state, isn't it? Yeah. The fellow from the office will come home on a Sunday afternoon. Ganesh. Retired, isn't it? On a Sunday afternoon, the fellow from the office will come home and tell the family, you know, the husband mattum illana enna agum, the whole thing would have collapsed. What a complicated situation we got into last week, and how this man sorted it out, and we are all thankful to him for that. He is a great person. Ram Subramaniam. அப்படி சொன்னா one part of you is honored. அவ்வளவுதான். What will the other say? What will the other say? இவருக்கு ஒரு காஃபி கூட போட தெரியாது, isn't it? They are not, the debate is not about you making coffee or good coffee or bad coffee. They are honoring one part of you. Correct? When you honor some part in somebody, have you ever noticed that when somebody is honored in front of you, you will want to bring in another aspect and dishonor that person. Have you ever seen that urge in everybody? That's why it's sickening to have conversation with anybody. You can't have a conversation with anybody because you praise, you honor somebody from one angle, immediately the other person will bring in another angle of that person. Why? They don't understand the law. What is the law? You can never be honored completely, neither can you be dishonored completely. What a wonderful person Lord Rama is. The father said, go to the forest. He went to the forest. Now, one aspect of him, you are honoring him. Yeah. Udane Pattimandram debate club, isn't it? But he suspected his wife. Now, that angle we are not. You don't have this clarity. From all this, what do you understand? You always tend to take part as the whole, the weakness. So at the level of the intellect, scrutinize your personality. At the level of the intellect, what should be the conclusion? Never take part as the whole. Scrutinize your person at the level of it. Never take the part as the whole. The whole means combination of various parts put together. That various parts put together, that makes it a whole. Understand it right? Are you able to follow? So scrutinize your person at the level of the intellect. Next week we will continue with emotion and other things. At the level of the intellect, scrutinize your person. Or a statement. Never take part as the whole. When you say somebody is beautiful, some particular part of it is beautiful. There cannot be anybody who can be completely beautiful. Isn't it? That's why they say, take the best eyes, best nose, best cheeks, best hair, best lips. Everything pota enna varum? Best face varuma. It will be an ugly caricature. You know that? You understand this, you will not have a problem at all. See, logically speaking, the best eyes, the best nose, the best cheeks, the best hair, the best lips, all put together should give you the best face, no? Why? Because dvandvas, pairs of opposites, dvandvas. Thumb rule, one word is enough. Dvandvas. Are you able to follow? A human being is dvandva. Dvandva means you can always find something in that person to honor. You can always find something in that person to dishonor. In the name of positivity, they don't want to even see the negativity. In the name of pessimism, they only see the negativity and turn blind to the positive. What does Vedanta say? Understand both exist. Understand both coexist in a human being. All human beings are this coexistence, including you. When you have accepted you, what is your problem in accepting somebody else? Oh no, sir, but we are very clear, no? Double rules. One rule for me and one rule for other. Yeah. Okay. This is scrutinize your person at the level of the intellect. With this, we conclude for today and we continue next week with the same topic.